The story of the Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails, I feel like it's in our consciousness, but I'm not sure anybody really knows or really has a great understanding of it. What was your own understanding, your own experiences, or even connections to it before you started?
Well, I was involved in the first Tuskegee Airmen movie for HBO in 1992, so you know, I had done a lot of research before I tackled that role.
You were primed and ready.
Yeah, well, yeah, and also frustrated that I didn't know who these guys were before then.
Yeah.
And then since then, there hasn't been a lot. You know, I mean, Night at the Museum 2 had Tuskegee Airmen in it, and you laugh.
How was the representation of the Tuskegee Airmen in Night at the Museum?
You know, I got boys that are now they're 15 and 17, but at the time they were young, so they were like really excited to see that movie, and they were like, "Who are those black men with the flight jackets?" I was like, "Good Lord," you know, it's like not very much. They just ran from one scene to the other. So.
And how about you, Nate?
Well, you know, I heard about him, you know, a little bit when I was young. I grew up in a military background, but I didn't know enough. And interestingly enough, you know, as a black man, when I think history, things we should know is the stuff in the history books. So anything that's left out of history books, we're taught that it must not be important enough for us to learn. Right. So I think that that's why it's not really ingrained in our consciousness. But now the platform of film, we're able to bring those stories back to life, like resuscitate them. Right. You know, put those pages back into the history books.
And from your perspective, what's interesting to me is that George Lucas has been trying, the guy who brought us Star Wars, has been trying to bring us this movie for more than a decade.
And passionate about it.
And extremely passionate, which is kind of strange maybe from an outsider perspective. Working with him, what is his love for this story and why does he feel so deeply connected to it?
You talk to him and he says that he had a war chest of stories to tell and this was the last one in the war chest. Was he able to give you insight, teach you things, and? He also developed and paid for a documentary, a 2-hour documentary called Double Victory that he asked me to narrate.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so watching that blew me away. And we screened it at the Pentagon, and there were like generals crying watching the thing. I mean, it was great.
And did you feel like after the process you were still able to learn things? You know, you had done a previous movie, but did you walk away from this film with a greater understanding or skills maybe? I know that you went through boot camp.
Oh yeah.
He can kill you right now.
Yeah, I heard that. So I'm
kind of just with a look.
Oh good.
Yeah. No, we took so much out of it. It's like when people ask you, could you fly a plane? I think I probably could. If I had to, you know, I think I could fly.
The rest of the gang thinks you can. Yeah. Like countless nights of playing Flight Simulator on the computer or something.
Exactly. We didn't sleep much in boot camp. We flew the simulator, taking off, landing. We were graded. We had to take the test. We studied the manuals. They wanted to be sure that we understood the responsibility and that we knew what the focal point was. Like stay on mission. The thing that's thematic to the film is what they kind of ingrained in our heads.